morning. It is 21 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the City of Roswell, Public Affairs Director Juanita Jennings back with us, and also joining us to talk a lot about cool stuff here. What's your official title, Renee? I probably should have asked that before we went on air. Pull that mic up there where they can hear
I'm
you.
the marketing and events coordinator.
There you go. I almost called you Kirby Puckett now. Renee Puckett. I'm sure you get that before, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. About the same.
There's a more famous Puckett out there. You just have to be a pretty good baseball player. But Renee, no relation, I'm assuming.
No.
Well, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
We're doing great.
The weather's nice. I think people...
I don't know if the weather's nice. It's cold. It's hot. But today's supposed to be great.
Nice. Yeah,
and this weekend is supposed to be beautiful. So bring on the sun.
I think it works for what we're going to talk about because the weather next couple of days are going to put people in the mood to think about things like UFO Festival and fun activities and opportunities downtown and all that kind of stuff. So which we got a plethora of coming up here.
We do.
Do you want to? What do we want to talk first? UFO Festival? You want to talk about some other stuff?
I think we should talk about UFO Festival. So today, I came with Renee, and Renee is kind of leading the charge for this year's UFO Festival, of course, with our public affairs team. Mm-hmm. And we have an announcement to share. We launched it on Monday, but we're here to give you guys a little bit more detail. So I'm going to let Renee
this is the official
talk about it.
Very good. So lay the scoop on us.
So on Monday, we announced our main concert that we're going to be having, the lineup Midland, William Clark Green, and Lacey K. Booth.
Very cool.
Will be the supporting artist.
Nice.
We're excited about that.
And Midland, the headliner for the event.
Midland will be the headliner, yes. And
very cool.
But I think it'll be nice to have Lacey there, too, because we'll have a female artist.
Of course, Midland's a major country band. It's been around for years. Wouldn't it be ironically funny if there was also a country band called Roswell that would be performing in Midland during the UFO Festival weekend?
That would be great.
That would be fun.
We should start a band.
Call it Roswell.
I can play keyboards.
You don't want me singing or doing anything musical.
She's like, I'm the band manager.
I'm behind the scenes. That's the best.
But cool, and they've been to Roswell in the past, so they probably got a good little following. I mean, they're a national, major artists, so they're known internationally. But because they've been to Roswell, it's been a while, but I'm sure they got a little bit more of a following here than some other towns, just because they spent time here playing in front of our crowds and stuff. It's been a while, but they've done it before. So
it was really interesting. Our social media post on Monday, we had over 200 and some shares just on that post, which was by far the largest even from last year's festival, which is fantastic. Of course, our goal is to increase engagement and get people to hear about Roswell, want to come to Roswell.
Sure.
And so we're really grateful to have a talent of this caliber come and participate in the festival.
Absolutely.
Also, the tickets are reasonable. It's $15 for general admission, but we do have some VIP tables set up in front of the stage. So if somebody wants to
a little bit more experience out of it and get a little more personal, and I imagine the tables, there's probably food and stuff involved and things like that.
Yeah, we're going to have a beer garden out there, and we're going to have food vendors and things like that. So
they have a place to sit there with the VIP stuff, which the others will have access to, but you get to enjoy the concert out in the lawn there, where if you want the VIP experience, you can sit at the table there, and just depending on what you're into. If you're wanting a more picnic-like thing with the family, then probably just get a spot out in the grass out there. But if you want something where you're not sitting on a blanket for a couple hours, you want to sit in a chair, something, or have a table in front of you while you enjoy your meal, then you get that option as well too. So I
think those tickets are going to sell pretty quick. We don't have a ton of them.
Okay, so
they're
get
limited.
them early.
So if anybody wants VIP tickets, they need to get them. Probably pretty quick.
Now, for tickets for all this through the Roswell Connect website, or is there the UFO Festival website that we need to go through?
UFOfestival.com for everything UFO Festival, all tickets, all events. We have some really great community partners that we're working with, and they're hosting different things throughout the city. So their information will be also on that website. As they give us the information, we're putting it up there.
As we add and more acts and opportunities sign on to the UFO Festival things as we get, some of the folks that like to come every year and do things downtown or stuff like that, as we get those, added to the mix here over the next couple weeks. I was going to say months, but I was like, it's not
weeks.
We're down to months till the event is happening here.
Yeah. We're almost at 100 days. So
I know March will be over here and next week, and then we're gonna be in April, and then June's right after that. Oh man, it's gonna be happening quick.
Time goes by so fast.
It's gonna be fun though, and that's the great thing is once again you guys are. I mean, the UFO Festival itself is it's again encompassing the city. Not just. I mean, sure, there's plenty going on kind of in the main street downtown corridor here, but really with Galacticon, all the other events that are kind of tied with UFO Festival, there's pretty much the entire town's going UFO Festival or like UFO Festival like events all weekend.
Right.
So,
our strategy again this year was really to try to get visitors to have an interactive experience.
Yeah.
Instead of just sightseeing, we want them sight doing. We want them to engage with our community, whether we take them out to the zoo or send them to the golf course for the night glow, giving them an experience like the night sky event out at Bottomless Lakes where, they get a guided tour.
Yeah.
They get to see and do something at the same time.
I love that. Yeah. And
that's our goal is we want them doing those things and then telling their friends, and then those friends come back, stay in our hotels, eat in our restaurant, and buy all of our stuff.
It's kind of like that thing we locals been saying. It's like come for the aliens and stay for everything else.
Sure.
It's like if the little, I'm going to say gray men to keep the historical side of the UFOologist side happy here, but if people are coming for the little gray men, then great. But if they get here and they're like, oh man, I didn't realize all the other history that was here or all the other opportunities here. Or, I didn't realize they had, the Bitter Lake, Bottomless Lakes, all those out just right outside of town here. Then we get into, our historical districts and the museums and the zoo and all the things that a city of our size normally doesn't get to enjoy.
Right.
Let's face it, you go to the average 50,000 population community, they're not relying on their own jails, own airports, so you know what I mean?
Right.
They're tied in with another entity or municipality. And so we have a lot of uniqueness there, and so they get to come and see that. But like, just even like the Walker Air Force Base Museum and all that side of stuff, they come and learn about aliens, and they say, oh man, look at the role this community served during World War II, or the POW MIA stuff that's around town. They get to learn about some of our lesser known history when they come and visit here. And hopefully they come and stay at our bed and breakfasts and visit our shops and come and eat in our restaurants and do all those things. And so it's all good for the community. So the more we get to expose them to our community, hopefully they come back, in the fall or when it's not UFO Festival time to come. Maybe they're going to be in the mountains for the weekend, but they're going to stay in Roswell to, eat, shop, and do that kind of stuff. And then, that's what we want to show them and showcase and not such to say, look, we're a great little, we are kind of an isolated community as a bedroom community for everyone else, but at the same time we're surrounded. We got our own cool stuff, but everything else is just within a stone throw of if you want to go, hey, use Roswell as your stepping point. You want to go off and make a day trip to Carlsbad or go to Lincoln or whatever it is. Use Roswell as that jump off point.
Yep.
So anyway, that's kind of what we show off. And I got way down a tangent there. That's
okay.
I guess that's why they gave me a radio show. It's like, this guy talks, put him on the radio. But as far as some of the things you guys have locked in right now, as far as events and things, is there some we can share yet, or is it still a little early for those now announcements?
No, we do. We have we're going to have a Galaxy Fair at the convention center outside.
Okay.
So we're going to have some bands playing out there on Friday. That'll start at 1:00 on Friday.
Okay.
And we'll have bands throughout the day. We have fire dancers. We have some events for kids like a circus camp.
Okay.
We've got Power Plays is going to come and put up their foam bounce house thing.
Okay.
It's like
that interactive experience is what we're looking for kids, for families, for adults.
Yeah.
Inside the convention center, Galacticon is going to be there.
Yeah.
You're going to see the Roswell Daily Record. They're going to have some speakers.
Okay.
The International UFO Museum, they're going to have their speakers. So we're trying again to target a variety of audiences.
Sure.
Those true believers have stuff for kids, have stuff for adults. Our Galaxy Cantina will be out on the courtyard of the convention center.
That's kind of like a food court or
beer.
It's a beer garden.
Beer garden.
A beer garden with food, of course. We'll have some food vendors out there. But that'll be like the pickup and drop off of one of our events. You want to tell them about that event?
Yes, Alien Crawl. That's going to be really neat.
Okay.
So we're going to have a bus that comes and picks up people.
Okay.
And they're going to take them through town and go visit different restaurants.
Okay. So it's kind of like
a taste of Roswell.
Yeah, if you're an out-of-towner, you get to sample everything. And I guess if you're local, you can kind of, I don't know, use it as an opportunity to just get a bunch of our local favorites here and then decide which one's your favorite after the end of the year. But very cool. I love those. And that gives it, because that way it gives people a chance to try a little everything and see everything. And the only problem is, if you're kind of a gluttonous pig like me, you end up overdoing it at every location. And then you're hurting when you're done. But that's my problem, not everybody else.
You can sit out on the lawn and enjoy the sun when you're done.
But yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. Yeah. And it really gives a chance for our local restaurants and establishments to kind of showcase what they do. And we really have a great collection of businesses, restaurants, and things that do. I mean, you just look on our DoorDash and you see these restaurants that we have locally and some of the fairs they offer. And now there's a chance for you to kind of go visit that. So, I mean, that's a great tourist thing to do, but I think locals would dig that as much, if not more, than the tourists probably would.
So it's our first pilot project. One of our strategic plans for the visitor centers, we've always wanted to be that tourism destination, their first point of contact. And we had asked for a trolley, asked for a bus, because I think from a DMO standpoint, we need to provide those touring options.
Sure.
So with our new app, it's called Visit Widget. It launches in a couple of weeks.
All right.
There will be a variety of tours that will be offered. So we're piloting it with the biggest event of the year, which I don't know if that is the best idea, but why not, right?
And go big or go home, right?
Yeah. So we hope not only will it be at festival, but it's something that we can continue through the visitor center.
Sure.
People can sign up as they're coming to Roswell. They can continue to do that alien crawl.
Absolutely.
As we set it up a few times a month.
Absolutely.
And we'll be adding to it. We're doing a mural tour that will be on there through the mobile app. I guess this is a good segue, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Through the mobile app, people will download it.
Okay.
There will be tours, and then there will be what's called challenges. And this is an opportunity to get people in our shops in the downtown district, in our attractions that maybe are not in our downtown district, like our laser tag that's kind of a little bit hidden, but somewhere, out
Once
there.
you find it, you're like, I just found a gold mine. Yeah,
yes, exactly. Taking people, up north to Bitter Lakes. So giving them all the tools and resources on their mobile device as they move around our community, that the map that they're on, it'll ping where they should go. If they're looking for a restaurant, if they're looking for, an activity to do, if they're looking for art. So there'll be different collections of tours. We're still in the process. We're in beta testing. I think we just did our soft launch on our staff side.
Sure.
We'll be adding to it. And we did do a call for businesses. If you would like to be included, please send us. We need a JPEG or a PNG file of
especially if you're
logo.
off the beaten path, if you're not on our main arteries, but you're one of those, especially restaurants and things that are on main or on second or some of their main arteries, or like you said, your Area 52s, those places like that. They would benefit perfectly, because that gets those out-of-towners looking to get off the beaten path and looking for hidden gems. It kind of gives them a roadmap to do that. So,
absolutely.
That's cool.
So that is coming out, and again, this was part of the strategy with UFO Festival last year. We had a lot of learned lessons in our first year and things that we shouldn't do, and one of them was that communication. How do we communicate with the people that are currently here right now? When we had that horrible rain and the floods, it was kind of hurry up and scramble. And so this was something that came out of our occupancy tax board as a recommendation. And so we're really excited that Public Affairs can bring this to the visitors that are coming here.
Absolutely. And I think this would be a great tool for not just, potentially in the future. Like you said, we're using it for UFO Festival, kind of starting that off. But at the end of the day, all of our community-wide major events, like when like you mentioned Bitter Lake earlier, when the Dragonfly Festival happens in the fall, they can kind of tailor stuff around that. So people that are coming to our town for Dragonfly Festival now say, oh, by the way, check out this restaurant over here, or go check out Area 52 over here, or hey, this place has got a Dragonfly Festival special this weekend. Come on down and check them out. You know, you can definitely use that, or Chili Cheese Fest when that happens, or fair time when everyone's here for the fair. We can use that to direct them around to places.
Yes.
It really is something that we can use not just for UFO Festival, but for pretty much every little thing we have. You know, if they start doing the hike it, spike it, those kind of things. If they start, I know COVID world just messed everything up, but
it did.
if all these things eventually start happening again, we can use these as tools for that to get more of Roswell exposed to out-of-towners and to be honest, in-towners too. How many of us learn things all the time? I've been here my whole life, didn't know that place was there. Yeah. You can use this as a program to kind of explore your own community a little bit too. So
exactly. And the greatest thing on the app is, there's got to be some skin in the game for why is somebody going to go download it and do these things? Obviously, they want to do something. But if they do them, the challenge is on the app, it'll give them kind of like a badge. It's almost like geocaching. And then they come to the visitor center and we'll give them their challenge coin that they've received because they've gone into 3 shops in the downtown district or they've done 3 activities.
It's kind of like a rewards program you'd see at like a restaurant or something like that. Yeah, very cool, which is the carrot to dangle to say, hey, come use our... And I think that would even be great. Because I think if I'm an out-of-towner coming to visit and you find this thing, it's going to be a godsend. But I think that would even encourage locals to get on and download it and use it as well, too. Yes. Because I know this is kind of a tool to get outsiders to come learn about, but I think it's just as good a tool as... Because I don't know how many times I talk to people that have been living here forever and they don't know about stuff that I'm like... I figured everybody knew that, and you're like, no, I'm wrong on that. A lot of people didn't. So I think it's a win-win on both sides of that coin for the locals and for our out-of-town friends and family and things like that. So pretty good.
Well, we're excited about it.
Good deal. So look for UFO Festival time to really kind of debut it and see, take a test drive with this thing and see what you can do and what possibilities are there too. And plus, it sounds like it's fluid. So like as you guys evolve or events evolve and things evolve, you guys can evolve with it and go technology with it. And that's unfortunately older folks like guys 50s, 60s. Unfortunately, the technology is the way of the world, and I know we like to do things the old way sometimes, or call, or ask questions that way, but in reality, that's not the way the world's going now. People, families, especially your 20s and 30-somethings, your families now, they're all relying on apps and, whatever, Travelocities, this and that, and whatever they're doing. So basically, Roswell's saying, you know what, we're going to provide our own, basically, electronic guide to Roswell and do it that way. So it really is a cool tool that I think once it takes off and everything, and then folks that aren't so technologically savvy, once they see it in action, will understand it and be a little... But young folks are probably wrapping their head around this and get exactly what you're talking about. Us crotchety folks are a little bit like, what? Who's going to do that? It's like, trust me, there's a lot of people that would do that.
Yes.
It's just... We're still the same people that actually go through the channel guide and going, what's on channel 17? And
well, it's kind of like that. It's like, what is there to do in Roswell? And you just kind of scroll through it.
And I'm one of those people because I do it every, and I sit there and I wonder why. Because I'll sit there like you get home or whatever and you're not sure. And I got satellite and I got like 200 channels and I'm still that idiot going 22, 23. These kids are like, what? They're going right, cut the cord. They're going right to.
Sure.
I'm one of those people that. I don't know what I want to watch yet. Sometimes I just I don't know, whatever you present me is what I want to watch, and
sure.
And so, but that's older generation mindset versus a younger, and this is one of those moments like that. Mm-hmm. So it'll be cool for folks that don't quite get the idea behind this. It's one of those things that in a year from now when it's fully up, you're going to be okay. Now it makes sense, but unless you are in that world, it's probably a little hard to wrap your head around it. So, but it's pretty cool. I do like. So, UFO Festival. I'm kind of curious. Like how much of that is because I know from like web design and all on this side, a lot of it is, you have to submit to someone. For you guys, is this the way that program, and this is just me curious about inside baseball.
Sure.
Is that something that you guys get to work? Like if you want to finagle the app or add information or change offers or specials or geofence something or whatever you want to do with the app, is that something that you guys can do, you as city employees, or
yes.
Or you have to go to the contractor and say, hey, we want, that's cool.
Nope, we will.
So you got total control of it, basically.
We will have back-end access. We've done some training. We had our initial training with our staff.
Yeah.
Our visitor center team, we call them guest services. They're kind of our brand ambassadors.
Okay.
They will be our frontline people making the updates, making the changes, uploading the graphics.
Okay.
And then, of course, our marketing, professionals will help and assist them.
Okay.
Making sure that, images are the right size, are the right format, making sure the links are working. But it's really a user-friendly program. The company that we partnered with, they supported us and helped us go through like Google, the Android and Apple on those stores, and will help maintain it from the programming side.
Okay.
That is something that we won't do. But as far as the content,
Gotcha.
We will be the content generators.
So obviously if there's updates to the app and the software and how it works, that's on them. But
Correct.
But when you want to promote something or get something
Yes.
to the people that use the app, that's all you
That's
guys.
all
That's
us.
all your control.
All us.
That's cool, because
Yeah.
I was wondering about that, because sometimes, and I know technology is allowing it to be more, controlled in the hands of the client here,
Right.
but that's not always the case, where you guys have to go, all right, I got to get on the phone with the webmistress or
Right.
whatever it is to get that done, and sometimes that.
And that's what is really important to us as public affairs. We want to be able to change things rapidly. We're kind of like a newsroom almost, with the information coming out. We have, 28 different departments. So we have an internal communication strategy, and then we have that external. For the visitor side, it's a little bit more planned out.
Gotcha.
For internal, things happen so fast,
Sure.
change so fast.
That makes sense.
We're testing this out again. It's a pilot project for the visitor side. Not to say we wouldn't have something on the internal side, but
Sure.
again, like you said, could it be used for both? Probably, yes.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe this spawns other ideas for the utility or citizen side of things, where we have an app, and I know we have some convenient ways to report outages or
Sure.
road issues. Maybe that goes that way as well for citizens. Like, hey, here, get on the app and report a pothole or a power outage,
Yeah.
or pay your water bill, or what's the city council meeting agenda? Here's the schedule right here.
There's one in the pipeline for sanitation.
Cool.
So
Very
they
good.
are currently working on something that I think the citizens will really enjoy.
Yeah.
Easy tool.
Yeah, I think that's great. It's all about communicating and getting the information and the opportunities to, and it's a two-way street. Communicating the community, communicating with the city, and the city communicating with the community.
Absolutely.
So, very cool.
Yeah.
I want to. I know I'm jumping around here, but
okay.
I want to get back to UFO Festival. One thing that I wanted to ask is, one of the more popular things is the costume contests and everything. The pet costume and the human costume contest. Those are one of the more popular things. Those are happening as usual this year and everything.
Same. Down at the
Good
courthouse.
deal. I know
Street.
as far as locals go, that's probably one of the more popular local participation events. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
It's something, I don't know what it is. Something about people loving to put dogs in space costumes. It's just, I don't know. We just see it. It's like, oh, that dog needs a space costume.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So there'll be, I think the costume contest will be on Friday night at the courthouse lawn,
Okay.
provided by Main Street Roswell, and I think sponsored by Galacticon. I might have that confused, but then pet costume contest is Saturday, I believe, at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Again, put on by Main Street in partnership with UFO Festival,
Okay.
and then sponsored by Galacticon.
Very cool.
So, I believe.
The thing we need to do is go to the UFO Festival website and keep kind of staying, keep checking back periodically over the next couple of weeks here, because more as you guys lock down more and more parts of the festival,
Yes.
you'll see those additions come up onto that schedule there. And of course, I imagine if you want to be a vendor or participate in any way, shape, or form, you'll find the
Yes.
applications and process there through the UFO Festival website as well, too.
Yes, absolutely. And sponsors, vendors, and also volunteers. We need volunteers.
Like I would think, with the concerts and all the stuff going on, some of these food trucks might want to be hanging out in some of these places, and Roswell, I ain't gonna lie, it's blown up with the food truck quality. Like we've gotten so many, like the Cajun, the barbecue, to Asian. We're pretty covered in food trucks. We're
getting requests for people that aren't even in Roswell to be a part of this UFO Festival. Food trucks that are coming from other communities and even vendors. We had, I think, 2 that came in from like West Texas that I think they've seen the impact that the UFO Festival has. And this year, the way we're doing vendors, I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Non-food vendors are $150. They get to pick their location. So whether they want to be in the downtown area and Pioneer area.
Wherever they feel they can best make money.
If they want to be at the convention center area. First come, first serve. So you pick your location as soon as it comes in.
Stake your claim.
Date and time stamp it. And then for those food trucks, it's $300 to participate. Of course, they have to go through the inspection for health and fire and things like that.
Everything above board there.
I can't stress enough, it is first come, first serve because we only have so many spaces.
So the time to reserve is now, not June.
Correct. June 1st, it will be too late.
Gotcha.
Like I said, we're having communities or vendors and food trucks from different communities already wanting to participate in ours.
And I imagine that if for folks that don't know, that the past UFO festivals and the spotlight that gets shown on that, I imagine is the reason for that a little bit. I mean, for folks that don't remember, UFO festivals in the past have been featured on like Carnival Eats and various shows like that. So people kind of look at it in some lights, kind of like the Texas State Fair. You know how everyone talks about the fried foods at the Texas State Fair, and so you probably got thanks to these shows and things, you get a little outside looking in. People like, oh, that's a food mecca, the UFO Festival. So it's not just for the aliens, but they come and say they try the the dino eggs or the alien eggs and all the cool little food things that people make and all that stuff too. So I think that, like you said, those out of town or out of requests is a direct result of some of that.
They're signing up. They're putting in their form, putting in their check. We're putting them what slot do you want?
Yeah. Which is great because and that's fun for the locals.
Yeah.
Because now you get to try new foods and things that you don't normally see. I'm telling you, the food truck ingenuity game. I always learn how great it is when we have events like this. Like I think it was it last year's UFO Festival, the year before? A guy had a whole brick oven pizza in a trailer.
Yes,
and it was
from Carlsbad.
Yeah,
they're one of them.
Amazing,
so
and the really pizza's good, by the way. It's like homemade Italian pizza by some guy in a trailer on the street. It's really impressive.
Yes, we're super excited. And again, for our locals, I know food trucks have been kind of a weird hot topic. Please come chat with us. We are food truck friendly. We want to chat with you. The person who oversees our food truck program, his name is Kevin Mavers. He is willing
just on the other day
to work with everybody. But for UFO Festival, they come through Renee, and she will be more than happy to take care of them and get them signed up.
Renee, what's your direct line there? Of course, you can always call City Hall, and they'll.
Yes, you can. It's 637. 6239.
Yeah, I know it. You never call it. So you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
And of course, as always, the city has, the Facebook page and the website. There's always ways to reach out and communicate through the city here. And I'll remind you once again, when it comes to like city, like you want to pay your water bill or have questions about city council or anything, roswell-nm.gov, you're going to find everything you need there. When it comes to kind of the recreation side of Roswell, if you want to say get a season pass to the aquatic center or purchase tickets for an event at the zoo or something like that, roswellconnect.com is going to be your website for all of that. And then of course, everything we just talked about with UFO Festival is
UFOfestival.com.
There you go. I always think I know it, but I'm afraid if I say it, I'm going to be just slightly
It's really easy, UFOfestival.com.
It's so easy that I'm afraid I'm going to goof it up. That's what it is. I'm like, I'm like, Roswell UFO? No, UFOfestival.com. Go there, and I'm sure you'll find a link at Connect and the city's website to that UFO. So if you don't remember that, if you go to either one of the places you normally know, you'll find a link to take you to where you're there. But if you want to participate, again, now's the time to sign up. You want to be a food vendor, if you want to volunteer to help sponsor, still looking for sponsorships, and really the volunteers are a great thing, and I'm sure we'll talk a little more with Kathy next hour about volunteering. But
ask her about the new volunteer value program.
Very good. So
we hope we can implement. We're taking it back to talk about internally, but hopefully our new council will want to do something like that because we think it's a really great program.
Yeah, good deal. Well, yeah, it is. It's because it's a win-win because you're in essence creating potential future, city people, and you're showing them the ropes and showing them how to do it. And if they take a love and interest for it, next thing you know, these are the people that are your next city engineers and city, those people that maybe the community doesn't know directly, but you'd know real quick if their stuff didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like offensive linemen. You never know their name till they commit a penalty. If they do nothing, if you never hear their name, they're doing an amazing job. That's we got a lot of those folks in our city. So. Yep. Good deal. Is there any information that we wanted to share or anything that we got sidetracked on? Or I
just want to tell them about some sponsorships that are available?
Yeah.
Yes. So we have we built a deck for sponsorship that was mainly geared towards national.
Okay.
Looking for national sponsors, but we have a lot of opportunities for local businesses to. Also,
and they're on different tiers, just so folks know.
Different tiers.
If you come on the national one, you're like, whoa, that's a little rich for my blood. It's like, well. That's for guys like Coca-Cola. We're not talking about your business, We're talking about, national, international companies and things like that.
So. Right. And also, if somebody wants to we're looking also for gifts in kind of sponsorship. So, ice or, whatever.
Like trade or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Value in trade kind of thing. Yeah, because... if you can't cut a check, but, it's like, hey, I can supply you ice. That's a godsend. Anybody that's been to a UFO festival, things like ice and water are highly coveted because it's July, it gets a little warm.
Right. We're even being involved in some of our activities that we're doing, like with the kids.
Sponsor one of the events or things, or
yeah, exactly.
Or even with maybe you want to add to that, and you've got an idea that's part of something in there, and you want, but don't wait till June to start incorporating it. Now's the time to get those, and maybe you're a business and say, man, I'd like to do a special during that festival. Can we incorporate as part of the city stuff? And it's like, yeah, we can definitely do that. Let's talk.
And I think that's the beauty of the sponsorship, like where it's not super specific right now because we want to tailor it to the needs of the potential business that is interested in sponsoring. They may want to sponsor the main stage at the concert, or maybe they want to sponsor the extraterrestrial life exhibit at the zoo, or the glow in the golf tournament. Maybe it's just a whole sponsor. Maybe it's a presenting type of sponsorship. So, again, just reach out to Renee. You can contact her, 624-6700, and she can go through and see how will it meet your needs to be a win-win for both of us.
And I'll tell you, if you want to sponsor something specific like that, we got a lot of out-of-towners that participate in these, but we get a lot of locals, too. So if you are a mom and pop and you're thinking, I'm trying to advertise to local market, well, guess what? They're golfing in the tournament. They're running in the races. They're participating in the costume contests and all that too. So you're hitting your target.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit bigger than probably you initially thought.
Our local sponsorship packages start at $250 all the way up to as much as you would like to contribute. So.
Very good. Again, will all that information be on the Ufo Festival website? Very good. But then if you want to call, set up an appointment, talk, and Renee will be happy to sit down and kind of break down the specifics or talk about your specific needs and customize to what works best for you.
Absolutely.
Good deal. Excellent. Anything else? Did we get all?
I think we got everything. Today we really wanted to talk about UFO Festival.
Mark it on your calendars. Get ready.
July 1st. It's coming. And then next month we'll talk about 4th of July because that's like the next big one. So.
Literally like right on the heels of it. So.
Yes.
Very good. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank
Appreciate it. And nice to meet you, Renee. And,
thank you. Nice to meet you.
Hopefully I get to see you again before now and then because your job's about to get a little busier over the next couple months here.
Yes.
You're one of those people that mid-July, you're like, vacation, Juanita, I'm taking vacation.
Yes. Absolutely.
And mine is like,
I'm with her.
Right? She's like, you got to beat me out the door first.
Yes.
I get it. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a great week, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you.